what is the spiritual lesson for EBV, as well as Kate has asked, can you speak more about how EBV blocks spiritual, please? Spiritual lesson would be EBV is symbolic of humanity. Everything mirrors, like the physical mirrors the spiritual, and so there's representations always on different levels, and it's almost like, oh, you know, we're kind of doing a bit of a disservice to the world at the moment. It's almost like we've morphed out of control. We're just chewing up resources at an unprecedented, that word didn't come out right, at a huge rate. You know, it's the same as what EBV is symbolic of and doing in our body. And again, it would be living more in alignment. It would be looking at the reasons why it built up in the first place. Like, we're actually all here to heal ourselves. That is what we are asked. That's the whole point of everything. And a lot of the world isn't doing that. And we get so over-consumed with just looking at the physical and going, oh my God, this is not functioning as well as it should. Well, there's so many more levels to it. You know, a lot of people say that their illness, when they finally heal, is almost like the greatest gift they ever had, because it created them to look at their life, created them to make change. It created them to heal old wounds and trauma and actually elevate themselves. And it's like when we heal ourselves, we show up differently. We actually help to kind of heal the world as well. And that's what it's about. But the way that it would create spiritual blocks. Our body is the gateway to the spiritual. So if somebody is bogged down in their physical and you've got all these restrictions, you will never, ever, ever be in this highest connection. You know, I work with a lot of people that will come to me, business leaders, people that are just looking for the highest levels of transformation, and this is what I do. Like, I would love to even, you know, this program, I do market it as EBV, but it's not. It's the highest spiritual transformation that a person could do. And so they come to me for transformation. And regardless, I would always, always have to factor in and do EBV, because while EBV sits in someone's system in that way, it is literally waiting for somebody to go into a stress response so it can just build up. And again, it will always create disconnection. Somebody can never be in full health while they've got that in their physical body. And even when people think they reduce it, they haven't really. I'll see people that are like, oh, I'm in remission, and I'll see, and they might be at 50% in their body. It's still really, really, really high. So everything has lesson. Everything holds other energetic association. You know, when I heal people, it is through, I don't know, the spiritual, it's genetic karma. It's, you know, looking at past lifetimes. It's looking at what they want to create and manifest for themselves. It's looking at their past and their trauma. It's looking at all their subconscious beliefs and programs, because if we think that we're consciously running our life, we're not. 95% is subconscious, and we get so kind of, it's almost like we're on autopilot. We don't even realize all of these things that we're running that are holding conflict, that are keeping us in stress, all of these different things. You know, and when I'm kind of clearer in my body, it obviously creates that kind of higher connection. And again, the spiritual is, everything has to be created in the spiritual first before it will manifest and be created in the physical. It's just the way it works. It's like a template. So therefore, if somebody has so much stress in their physical body, they will have restrictions that represent at this higher spiritual level. They will have restrictions that represent here at a neurological level. And even like dark energy and dark entities, you know, that's my specialty. That's what I specialize in. They go hand in hand with all restrictions. Like, there's so many key pieces to this information. Even the virus itself sits at 2D. It's somewhere completely different. So unless you're looking at healing it all kind of at the same time. So what would I suggest if somebody wasn't working with me? I would suggest working with me. But if they weren't, I would suggest looking at obviously supporting the physical. I would suggest looking at some detox things, maybe the supplement that I'm about to show. I would look at suggesting lymphatics. I've actually got a program which is information telling you all the areas that you could support yourself. I would look at doing, you know, some trauma kind of healing. I would look at managing my stress responses better, because again, all of these things need to be considered.